I'm Samantha King, and this is my RVL report assignment 2. The first article that I chose is called Professional Faces. This article talks about teachers and educators having social networks, whether it's Twitter or Facebook, and sort of understanding the proper way to be using these networks while being in the field that they're in. You don't want to be posting things that are inappropriate or offensive. A lot of these things can come back to bite you. Um, while a lot of the teachers in this article understood and thought that a lot of this was common sense, what they didn't understand was the extent of the ramifications that can happen to you if you're posting stuff like this on social networking sites. I'm not really sure if there's necessarily an alternative to this other than don't have one or be smart about it. If you have a gut feeling or you think for 1 second that maybe I shouldn't be posting this, don't do it. The next article that I chose is called Algebra for All. Policy harmed high achievers. And it was unintended consequences of an Algebra for All policy. This article talked about unintended consequences for a policy on high skill students. This article talked about how basically placing all students together, trying to put them all in the same learning situation, has consequences to high skilled students in that they start scoring lower because they are put all together in a classroom with students who may struggle. The research shows that schools created a more mixed ability classroom when eliminating remedial math classes. And the consequence to that was that students who should have been in, say, advanced classes were scoring lower than what they should have been. In our current education system, many schools have criteria that places you in a specific level or course. I know when I was in high school there was basic math and beginning, intermediate, and advanced algebra classes, and your grades and test scores determined which one you would fall into. I know in a lot of elementary schools they have either gifted programs or almost all schools have help for special needs kids. Almost all schools have help for kids that have special needs that, just need a little bit more help. The last article that I chose was Creating Student Focus in a World of Distractions, and this was my favorite article. One of the statements in this article that I really liked says, "What does it matter if what you're presenting is wonderful and state of the art if students aren't paying attention?" The article just talks about keeping your students focused, kind of integrating new things into your classroom to kind of deter them away from daydreaming, the deer in the headlight look that a lot of teachers dread. It talked about adjusting your voice, choose a student at random and make them respond to a question or read out of a book, go from the middle of a PowerPoint to spreading your group into small discussion groups. And the last one they kind of talked about was having your students stand up, sit down, or clap, just to break the focus that they're not focusing on. I believe an alternative to that is our technology, what we're doing right now, what we're using. There's Prezi, online presentation tool. There's the screencast-o-mat a bazillion different choices, PowerPoints, and online educational games that you can bring into your classroom, that you can put up on an overhead projector where everyone can participate. Those are the alternatives that we're seeing being brought into our school systems more and more. Seeing is believing, and using visuals and graphic designs that attracts kids. They want to pay attention to that. With all of the video games and computer games, it's kind of hard to keep their focus. Thank you.